Welcome to a new Get Rekt gaming news video. Yet again, I have some spicy news for you guys today. As you might see, the room is a little bit different. Well, not the room itself, but the camera angle, because I had to do some stuff because I have a new setup. I have a brand new PC. In fact, that's why I haven't really made any videos in the past few days. Sorry for that, and I'm quite a bit late with this news, but I thought it was pretty important to talk about. I want to talk a bit about Final Fantasy IX Remake for today's video, because there have been some new details towards it from Jeff Grubb. We already know Jeff Grubb basically confirmed the Final Fantasy IX Remake. I made a video on that a few days ago, weeks ago, and now there has been some more information towards the game on its scope. Let's talk all about that in today's video. So sit back, relax, enjoy, take a beverage, and let's get on with the news. So today we're going to talk a bit about Final Fantasy IX Remake. I already made some previous videos about it, but today I have some more details towards the game on the scope of the remake, because I was also speculating in the past that this remake might not be that big as we think, as in maybe like a Final Fantasy 16 size game or a Final Fantasy 7 remake size game. And I was wondering who is going to develop the game, and now we have some more questions answered towards that very subject. So let's talk about the scope and scale of Final Fantasy IX Remake through an article from My Nintendo News. Of course, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I might feature you in the next video. Square Enix's next Final Fantasy remake hasn't been the best kept secret, as rumors have been swirling for a few months now that the magical Final Fantasy IX is the next Final Fantasy game on the cards for the remake treatment at the Japanese developer. Gaming journalist and insider Jeff Grubb has reiterated claims that Final Fantasy IX Remake is in active development, though he said that the remake of Final Fantasy IX can't compare to the scale of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and says that a better analogy would be the difference between Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Grubb went on to say that it will use the ATB turn-based system and that the classic game won't drastically change, but it will still feel good and it isn't just a simple HD remaster. Okay, so that sounds actually pretty interesting to me and exciting as well, that they basically want to keep this game very close to the original. We know Crisis Core is kind of more than just a remaster, because it has redone graphics, not just a resolution upscale. So what I could see happening for maybe this game, especially Final Fantasy IX Remake, is maybe some sort of a art style change, as in maybe a little bit like a chibi style or a 2D HD remake treatment, something like that. I don't know if they will go on full 3D. Well, the original game was 3D in a sense, with depth in its backgrounds. But what I could see happening maybe is something like the fan project Memoria thing. I think it's on like Unreal 5 engine. I can maybe put some footage of that stuff in the video. It gives you a little bit of an idea of how it could look like. Of course, from a Square Enix perspective, because this is a fan project that I'm showing you guys right now. But maybe it could look something like that, not all the way hyper realistic like a Final Fantasy VII remake with big budget, but maybe keeping the same camera angles, maybe a little bit from top view-ish, like the original was, but just with better graphics, better textures. I do hope they add voice acting with this one, and also some quality of life elements to make the game a bit easier to play, not per se easier in its difficulty, but more in ease of access to play from the previous game, from the original one, shall I say. So I do think this is pretty interesting. It's also keeping its original combat system. I don't mind that at all. We know Final Fantasy 16 is very action oriented, even 7 Remake. But I wouldn't mind if this is going to be turn-based, because I like the turn-based combat system myself. Let me know in the comment section down below if you like it to be turn-based, or you would have rather seen something like Final Fantasy 7 Remake or 16 for this one. For me, I like a turn-based style. I wouldn't mind at all. If this is not really at the size of a Final Fantasy 7 Remake, I also could see this releasing not too far from now. Maybe somewhere next year, maybe at the end of 2024, I could see this game maybe releasing a little bit after 7 Rebirth. We haven't had really any announcement yet, but if the scope is indeed smaller than a 7 Remake, I don't think this game will take years upon years to develop. I do think it will be a bit faster. I do still question who is going to develop this. Maybe this is outsourced to another studio. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Or maybe it's still in-house by Square Enix. If I get more answers to those questions, I will of course let you guys know in a update video. Let's do a comment of the day while we're at it. Passion Dorno 4692 reacts on my Ubisoft video about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. It just feels like Ubisoft abusing the fact that there is a ton of praise for Black Flag, and so they will exploit that to make extra money from players vocal about not liking the RPG style Assassin's Creeds. Sir, there's a group of players that do not like our new RPG system. What do we do? Remake Black Flag and we'll get their money one way or the other. While we're at it, let's market Mirage as going back to Assassin's Creed's roots. We will profit from both types of players. Well, at the end of the day, Ubisoft is a company and they want money. I mean, if the old style of Assassin's Creed games just do better sales-wise, because a lot of fans want that back, then I don't see why Ubisoft wouldn't do a remake of Black Flag or a remake of 1. I was personally though thinking why they wouldn't do 1, to be fair. But Black Flag is my personal favorite, so I wouldn't mind if they would remake that. But I also like the RPG versions of Assassin's Creed as well. Valhalla especially. Of course, Ubisoft is going to look at the money where that is going. And if it's more going towards, yeah, we want traditional style back, then of course they are going to do that. If there's interest in it, they will make it. At the end of the day, these are just companies, so yeah, it's not really a big surprise for me that they do this kind of stuff. If you want to leave a comment behind in the comment section down below, let me know, leave a comment behind, and I might feature you in the next video. So that's all the information I have towards Final Fantasy 9 Remake. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of it being still turn-based? Do you want to see a more budget, higher Final Fantasy 9 Remake? Or do you guys really like the fact that it will stay true to the original, but with a little bit of a lower budget probably? I would really love maybe something like a 2D HD style, or maybe like a chibi style, maybe like a Link's Awakening style, if you guys know that game. That's also a really pretty game, but it's still 2D, and maybe it can go that way, 2D, 3D-ish, but maybe just with modern graphics on like an Unreal Engine style of stuff. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of this news. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like this video, that would help me a ton. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more gaming news, rumors and leaks. I do that stuff a ton. And of course, visit my social media in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next Get Rekt Gaming News video. Bye bye.